That's really cool. So we popped up to Beauchy Head, Howard, myself and Chris, and decided we were going to try and do some sunset shots, but the traffic was quite busy at the time, which included quite a few fast cars and motorbikes.
Nearly went up the arse of it.
Really? What, slowing down?
Just noticed that the others had slowed down.
Dickhead. What, that's in it?
That was a really cool shot.
Oh, you got it? Oh, right. I didn't even know you'd done it.
Loving it.
That's really cool.
That
is actually awesome.
Blocking out the sunlight.
Yeah. My ass.
My
ass is blocking out the sunlight.
It's the fact that you had your hand up to your side.
Oh, turn the glasses on, that's why.
Just added.
You took it as I realised. Oh yeah.
Nice and crisp as well.
That was awesome. So Howard took a picture of Chris and I without us knowing, which turned out really, really well. But check out his Instagram. Having 1/32,000th of a second shutter speed. You can get sun shots like this.
Oh goodness me. That's ridiculous.
What?
Yeah. Look at my shutter speed.
32,000.
1/32,000. Yeah, 8,000. 8.
4.
4. So having the Sony A7r3 and the Rx10 Mark IV in my bag, I just grabbed the Rx10 Mark IV out quickly and took a few shots, which are here. One being this shot here, the close up of the sun, which was shot at 1/32,000th of a second to get the real sort of richness of that colour. Here's another shot here, wideish angle, about 300mm. As this sun sort of started to go behind the clouds there and the mist, the colour changed quite considerably. The blue there I've actually brought out, but actually that's the sort of colour the sea went, which actually you'll see later on as the sun disappeared completely. And at one point the sun was reflecting just inside the lighthouse there. As you can see, just a little glint of light in the middle of the lighthouse there. So they're shot with the Rx10 Mark IV, and then I went on to use the A7r3 for the rest of the shots you'll see in the video. As you can see there, I was just quickly changing the settings on the Rx10 Mark IV for HFR or high frame rate or slow motion. As you can see there, I've just got the caterham there. And then one more shot. This is actually with the A7R3 with the 24-105 G lens, just shooting straight through the grass right to the lighthouse in the distance there. Right, we're the guys. Let's go. So just met a new guy who's Dan, who's from nearby. He's down here taking some pictures. Tide's on its way out. All the rough weather has washed away all the sand. This was all sandy before. So, water's flowing out uphill. That's what it feels like anyway. So this shot I really, really love, and you've got Howard on the left and Chris on the right. Howard has actually walked along the water's edge, and Chris had actually walked straight through the middle of the sand there, so you've got his footsteps, and then he's obviously veered right. Really, really like that shot. This shot here is just a reflection of the cliffs there. It's almost dark now, we can hardly see that well. So some of these are sort of up to 30-second exposures, depending on what aperture setting I've got. This shot here, you can just about see an extra line across the top of the cliffs there. My camera on the tripod is actually sinking into the sand slowly. So you've actually got a slight movement in the camera, but you can see where the water is coming in and out, which looked quite cool. This is the guy Dan we met. He was obviously still taking photos, and that's quite a cool shot there with the water and everything. And then I think it's Howard or Chris in the background. This shot I really like. So I actually put the tripod down at its lowest setting, sort of the legs really spread out, and actually put it into the water. A7r3 and the Samyang 35mm f1.4. This is about a 15 to 20 second exposure, f5.6, and the cliffs again, but I quite like the footprint in the foreground. So that's f16 that shot, and that was a 30-second exposure. The A7R3 was focusing absolutely fine, considering it was pretty dark. There's Chris there, who's actually taking a picture, looking inland, and 30-second exposure again. That's why you see a little bit of ghosting on him, because he obviously moved around slightly, which still works quite well. This shot here, Howard started picked his tripod up and started to wander off, but I just about got him there. But I quite like the way the waves are in the background, sort of in the distance, and the water this side of the sort of sandbank. That work quite nicely. And so these are all the Sony A7R3. This shot here, as you can see, it's similar shot to before, but there Howard stood up this time, and Chris is still crouched down, but still with the footsteps, and just a different f-stop. I think I'm shooting at f1.4 there. And this shot here, you can see Howard's moved around a bit, so you got a bit of ghosting. And I actually overexposed this shot. This was the first shot I took out of the three. So you can see it as I started, and this is the first shot, and obviously the better shots were later on. This shot here is a star shot, looking up at the staircase there and the cottage there. Being 35mm, it wasn't quite wide enough to get the more sky in, unfortunately. And this shot here, Howard had an idea of lighting the staircase, so I set my camera up here. And as you can see, there's a heart right at the top. I actually managed to draw a heart with the mobile phone torch, and it worked quite well. Howard's got a better shot, which is wide angle, a bit more wide angle, and from the other side, so that worked really well. All in all, really nice evening. The three of us having a little wander around and just snapping away. The weather was really lovely, a little bit of a breeze, but it was like a summer's evening really. It wasn't cold. And worked really well. So hope you like the shots, guys. Please comment or ask any questions about the two cameras I use, any lenses as well. So the Samyang 35mm f1.4, 24 to 105 f4G lens, and obviously the 24 to 600mm on the Rx10 Mark IV, and obviously the full frame body is the Sony A7r3. Okay, so please subscribe, please click the notification bell, and I'll see you soon.